What's good, guys? Welcome back to the channel. And listen, today is a special live because it will actually be the beginning of a new series. Every Tuesday, guys, you will be having Barça Talk Tuesdays, right? With this content creator, Barça Volume. How you doing, man? But this is the new series, guys. You know what I'm saying? Every single week for the Barça news. You already know Barça. We're either balling out or it's the transfer window. There's always news. Even when we were bad, there's always news with Barca. So, guys, smash up the like, subscribe if you are new, right? Barca Volume, my G. What are you doing, man?
Man, it's exciting times, right? It seems like we're already in the off season. News are breaking everywhere. Luis Díaz right now, it's like it's supposed to be a priority, I guess, according to reports. It's just insane, man. I'm just can't wait to talk about all this stuff.
Yeah. We got a lot to talk about, bro. Legit, we got like three topics, and then on top of that, we got one about Madrid because these guys, one bad season, and I'm seeing links to this player, Madrid. They've already signed Trent. We're gonna talk about that. They signed Hoyson. They've signed. They're trying to sign the Benfica left back. I think his name's Alvaro Fernandez. And even Enzo Fernandez.
Álvaro Carreras.
Yeah, Carreras. And then also on top of that, Real Madrid, bro, they look like they're trying to get Enzo Fernandez on top of that. That's outrageous, man. But listen, I mean, guys, big up to the chat, right? All the time. Big up Luke all the time, right? Adam, Iconic, all you guys smash up the likes. Big up Nathan as well. But listen, I mean, we might as well go straight into it. I feel like the first thing, right? Many Barca fans, there's been a lot of talk about Lamine Yamal. Bro, have you seen Lamine Yamal? He might be getting the number 10 jersey for next year. What do you think about this, man? Like, do you have any opinions, man?
I absolutely love it, man. To be honest with you, I thought he was gonna get it last season, and then last season I was like, man, I want to get me a Lamine Jamal jersey because all that hype that came in from the Euro Cup. And I was just like, I need to get me a Lamine Yamal jersey, but I was just like, it almost feels too perfect. Like Messi wore the 19 jersey, and now Lamine Yamal wore the 19 jersey. Now Messi wore the 10 after the 19, and now Lamine Yamal is like, is this a movie? Is this a script? Like, is
Yeah,
Lamine
yeah,
Yamal
yeah.
going to literally do everything that Lionel Messi did for Barca? I hope
Yeah,
so,
yeah,
man.
yeah.
But we're off to a great start.
I ain't gonna lie. This it feels surreal, bro. I can't lie. Listen, hey, big of the chat. I'm gonna read the chats every 3 minutes in between topics. But bro, my thoughts are, bro, Lamine Yamal wearing the number 10. For me personally, I wish that he wore it when he was around, like 20 years old. I feel like at age 18, it's gonna be very, very young. We've seen Ansu Fati, right? Wearing the
Mhm.
number 10 and how his career has gone. He's probably gonna get sold, let's be real. Ansu Fati. This is probably the end of the road at Barcelona for him. But Lamine Yamal, bro, when I'm looking at it, the thing is, I don't think he's going to succumb to the pressure of the number 10 jersey because think about it, bro. I already told you guys about this guy's confidence level, right? This guy always say he's posting on Instagram, letting people know that they're going to get the business, and then he delivers. So this guy, he's got sky high confidence. You look at the big pressure games also, right? In the Euros against France for Barcelona, every single El Clasico and the other games, Bayern Munich, one of his best games this season. I think that in the big pressure games, he's been chilling. So I don't think the pressure of a jersey number is going to phase him. That's just me personally. I mean, I don't know if you disagree with that, but
Absolutely not, man. Honestly, like people are already, it's wishful thinking, is what I call it. All over Twitter, man. People are saying this is going to be Ansu Fati 2.0, giving him the jersey way too soon. There's two separate cases here, man. This kid is a storm. He's coming. You know he's coming. He's posting because he knows he's coming. He's posting because he knows he's gonna perform. He's posting because he knows he's gonna show up in the biggest moments.
you
And
know
we
what it
don't.
is?
It's so crazy. What's up?
Nah, bro, like, when a lot of players go blonde or get a haircut, they don't play as good. But this guy's different, bro. I'm telling y'all, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, dude. He dyed his hair blonde. He posts that he's gonna go Super Saiyan, and then he goes and balls out, man. If
Nah, he
there's
did
a
his thing.
kid
I can't lie.
unfazed about having number 10 or a Messi jersey or a Messi pressure. Like a lot of people are saying that Ansu Fati had all the pressure and he's this and that, and that's why you don't give it to him. He's too young, dude. He's too young, and he's a top three player in the world right now. And to me, he's a top one because I am
Yeah, bro. It's
Lamine
not.
Yamal
Listen, he.
number
I've
one.
already said my opinions. I think he's the best player in the world. But you know when you're talking about Ansu Fati, right? Ansu Fati is a shy kid, bro. The guy's always been shy. He's not in the spotlight. He doesn't post on Instagram. Lamine, this guy's dancing on Instagram. You think Lamine cares about criticism? All this. Lamine's, bro. I'm telling you, bro. This
I
kid
disagree, by
is.
the way. When they gave him the number 10, I was like, he's not ready for it yet. He's not ready to be handed the keys to the Lamborghini. Lamine Yamal is no perfect day. There's no perfect way. Look, we have a new contract coming up in July. We have a new stadium at the Camp Nou coming up, and a new jersey for Lamine Yamal. Is doesn't even get any better than this, branding wise,
Yeah, yeah,
story
facts.
wise. Having a new jersey, a new number for Lamine Yamal, and a new stadium. This is just perfect. It's a
Nah,
story.
bro, I hear it, bro. Like, listen, big up Bekele, big up my guy Ernesto, or all the time, big up Adam, right? Guys, I mean, let me know your thoughts, but about the Lamine number 10. I mean, bro, look at the history of the number 10 jersey, though, like throughout our club, man. Like, we've
Hmm.
had guys like Rivaldo in 97, and then Riquelme in 2002. Then it was Ronaldinho. You guys already know Ronaldinho, right? One of the greatest players at this club, right? A showman. And then we got Lionel Messi. Everybody knows who Lionel Messi, the number 10. When you think about the number 10 of Barcelona, you think about Lionel Messi, right? And then
Exactly.
on top of that, then it's Ansu, and then it's Lamine. Only Ansu did not really deliver as the number 10. In my opinion, that's part of it is because of the age. And on top of it, I don't think Ansu, it's different because Messi is shy, but I don't
Hmm.
think Messi cares about the outside noise. Ansu, in this social media era, I feel like it affects him. So I think Lamine will be strong enough to take it. In my opinion, I would have wished, right? We had like a veteran like a Neymar in his peak. He could have the number 10 until Lamine is like 21. But it's
Hmm.
not a nightmare scenario. I think that Lamine, this is the least of his worries, bro. I think he's ready. I truly do
Exactly.
believe that. But look at the names, bro. Rivaldo, Riquelme, Ronaldinho, Messi. Ansu's the only one that, let's be real, is not haven't reached the heights at Barcelona. Lamine, I will say this: Lamine is more skilled than Ansu. I think he's more mentally tough, in my opinion. I know Ansu went through a lot, like the injuries, serious injuries too. But I think that Lamine is just more unbothered. I mean, that's just my opinion on that. But you got anything else to say about Lamine Yamal number 10? By the way, I might cop that. I can't lie. That is a very good jersey. Marketing wise, think about it, man. That's gonna go crazy. I can't lie.
Oh yeah, it's gonna get crazy. I'm actually gonna be giving away one of these number 10 jerseys on my channel because I'm just so excited about Lamine Jamal being number 10. But I do appreciate your picture because I've been watching Barca for about 30 years, and watching that Rivaldo shirt just hits different, man. I know a lot of kids right now, a lot of people, they used to watching Messi because he had such a long career, and that's what we know is we know Messi number 10. That's what we know. But the fact that I'm looking at the lights of Rivaldo, man, when he used to play with even the phenom number 9 right, with Patrick Kluivert.
Yeah, yeah,
I am
yeah.
such a like savant when it comes to going back in years and remembering how much I love watching Rivaldo for Barcelona. He's one of my all-time favorite players for the club. And then after that was Riquelme. Then we'll have Ronaldinho. After Ronaldinho, we had Ansu. I really disagree with Ansu, which hence the reason why, because he was unproven. He was still trying to grow in the team. He was never really a starter. Like he was, but then he got injured, and it's like it was too forced. When Messi left, it was we were so quick to give a number 10 to someone else, and I thought that that was a mistake
Yeah, yeah.
at the
But bro,
time.
like, are you telling me right here, man? Like, you know what I'm saying? Lamine Yamal, that jersey, it fits him. You can't lie. Like, it
Uh,
fits him. You know what I'm
it's
saying? Like,
so it's so sick, man. Like that's what I'm saying. Like I can't wait till it comes out because I am going to buy that jersey. Like, I just can't wait to buy it. I am going to wear it all the freaking time because this is number 10, Lamine Yamal, and he is the
Ooh.
difference maker. We are asking him to be the difference maker in this team, and we're basically telling him, here are the keys for the Ferrari. We're going to hand you a new contract in July. We're going to give you the number
Yes.
10. This is your team, Lamine Yamal. This is you. We are going to build around you, and I hope the Barca and Deco and Laporta can put a really good team around it. And I think we do have a good team around Lamine Yamal
Bro,
right
for
now,
sure, bro. We,
but it's
we got
up
a
to
good
us.
team.
But it's up to us to make the right decisions, though, because I am hearing rumors, which is Luis Díaz, and I'm hearing rumors where Chesney is going to renew, and if Chesney renews, we're not going after a goalkeeper. Those are things that are really upsetting in my point of view when I'm looking at the likes of Lamine Yamal as such a player who was so incredible, and that we need to put the best team around him. And it starts with having better goalkeeping and just better signings for the club in general.
Nah, bro, listen. I mean, absolute facts, bro. Big up Mez, right? Finally, we got a number 10. I do agree, right? Because Ansu didn't really feel like it. And then we went last year when Ansu went on loan. We didn't even have a number 10, I think. I'm pretty sure, right? And
Yeah.
it was vacant. So I think the number 10 jersey, just for marketing reasons, also for Barcelona, we're the club. Let's be real. Number 10s, international football, fair enough. You think of Maradona, still Messi, the Brazilian players, the number 10. But club football wise, Barcelona's number 10 is probably the biggest number 10 out there. And we didn't
Branding.
have that.
Well,
Yeah, so
branding and
Benny,
commercials
that's
are
exactly
just
what I'm
going to
talking about.
come storming for Lamine Jamal right now, because it's not the same as having Lamine Jamal number 19 as it is to promote him and
Oh.
put him in commercials as a
Hear me
number
out.
10. It's
Hear
just
me
going to be
out.
crazy.
I think the Lamine Yamal number 19, by the way, I don't buy jerseys much, but I bought the Lamine Yamal number 19. I think in the future, it's going to be like the Messi 19, where the
Yeah.
people who have that jersey, they're proud
Yeah.
of having that jersey because it's rare.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But what's it called? Big up to the chat, right? Big up Vanley. We're gonna be talking about Diaz towards the end of this live. Don't worry, we will get to it, and then I'll answer the questions. Then, we need a striker, right back, bro, brother. Personally, I don't know if we get either. We might get a right back. I don't know, but we're gonna keep talking about Lamine because our next topic, actually, right, is about Lamine Yamal potentially winning the Ballon'Dor. And listen, I mean, a lot of people who are not Barca fans, right? Or let's just keep it real, just rivals. They may not like that because Lamine Yamal, you're saying a guy who's 18 when the award's gonna be given, right? Guys, this is the reality. Lamine Yamal and Dembele are, according to many reports, gonna be the top two on the podium. There's gonna be
Mhm.
Lamine Yamal or Dembele. I don't know what's happened to Rafinha for the voters, right? Rafinha, by
Mhm.
the way, I feel kind of tough for him because let's be real. It's unfortunate that Rafinha, a guy who had so many big moments, and I feel like most of it's funny, most 2/3 of the season, so still the majority, it was between Rafinha or Mo Salah. And the craziest part is now it's between Ousmane Dembele and Lamine Yamal. In my opinion, obviously I want Lamine to win it, right? But what are you
Mhm.
saying about this? You think that Lamine is a realistic shout for Ballon d'Or?
He's definitely not only a realistic, but Lamine is here and he's here to stay. And that is the one thing that I'm taking into all of this. And the fact that he's right now top one or top two is just insane. And I think that there's one thing that I know right now is that a Barca player should be the winner of the Ballon d'Or, because the great thing about having a player like Rafinha, the one you were mentioning right now, is that, okay, so if you're telling me that numbers count, well, Rafinha has the better numbers, so Rafinha should win it then. If you're saying no, the best player should win it because it's this award is for the best player, okay, then the best player is Lamine Jamal. It's not Dembele. Dembele has good numbers. Dembele is kind of a mix between Rafinha and Lamine Jamal, right? He has the
Lamine Yamal, yeah.
performances, he has the numbers. Lamine Jamal has the performances, but doesn't have quite the numbers are not there. I think he has 40 GAs or something like that for the season, which is outstanding. But just some people are still thinking that it's not worthy of a Ballon d'Or. But if you take a look, Ballon d'Or released all the rules
Criteria, yeah, I
for
see.
the criteria for that, and then if you take a look one by one, Lamine Jamal absolutely has a big case for to win the Ballon d'Or, and it's just insane. I can't believe that people call me a clown on TikTok for saying that Lamine Yamal was going to become the youngest player to ever lift the Ballon d'Or, and here we are, man. I'm not
Yeah,
saying
but
he's
you know
gonna
what it
win it,
is?
but here we are, man. That's crazy.
You know what it is? I just thought that he would have won it when he was 20 years old, like maybe 19. I didn't expect him to win it potentially when he's 18. Because, by the way, if he wins it, not just this year or the next one, he'll be the youngest. Because R9 was the youngest
Hmm.
Ballon d'Or winner at, I believe,
21.
21 years old.
I
So
think it was
Lamine
20 or
still has
21.
three opportunities to become the youngest. That's why I said I think he's going to become the youngest one, but I didn't think it was going to be this year, to be honest. I thought actually he would have got it on his last chance when he's 20. But to get it
Yeah.
2 years earlier, potentially, I'm not going to, that's ridiculous. But, bro,
Yeah.
look at his trophy cabinet, bro. The
On
guy,
it, oh,
he's
yeah. Honestly, I thought that he was going to win it next year. I think next year Lamine Jamal is going to have an amazing season. I'm already expecting a Lionel Messi type of season where he scores maybe 29 to 35 goals with like 15, 20 GAs. Just because he's look at the way he's closing out the season. He didn't start it like this, and he had already won so much, and he's already looking like he was going to be have developed so much. And if you take if you look at it as a whole, okay, maybe he doesn't have the numbers, but look at the way the last 2 months he came in like a storm, and just every single important game he showed up and showed out. And like I said, Rafinha has the moments, the goals. But the one thing I can say on Rafinha, this kind of a knock, is like when we needed him the most, he relied on Lamine Jamal, and that's one thing
ah,
that's telling
you
you.
know
Because
what it
if you take
is?
a look at the Inter game, yeah, because if you take a look at the Inter game, we needed some more things to happen on the left wing. We didn't get it, and
No.
everything would just come into the right, and that's the one thing I'm saying, that he ends up getting the goals, but at the end of the day, the performance is really what
Yes, yes. See,
makes
that's
the
what I'm
difference.
saying. I understand why somebody could say a guy like Rafinha should win it, but at the same time, if you ask Barca fans, who is our like MVP?
Yeah,
Because if Lamine wins this Ballon d'Or, it's not because of GA. It's not because of this and that. It's gonna be because of the performances and in big time moments. The thing is, let's be real. If we quickly compare Rafinha and Lamine Yamal,
hmm,
performances goes to Lamine, GA goes to Rafinha. To be fair, right? But then at the same time, if we say big moments, we'll say Rafinha.
yeah,
But why are we acting like Lamine Yamal doesn't have big moments this year? He's had a lot. Rafinha's
yeah,
just had an insane amount. But you know why I just lean Lamine? Because I feel like then he is our MVP. Lamine Yamal is our MVP. He's the most valuable player for Barcelona, in my opinion. Where Rafinha is not. Rafinha is very important, probably the second or third most important player in the squad. But we're talking about MVP valuable, right? When we lose Lamine Yamal, we look like, I'm not gonna lie, we look like sometimes we're playing like Ronald Koeman ball. If you remember those
yeah,
days, like
yeah,
it
yeah,
looks
yeah.
ugly. It really looks ugly without Lamine. You know what I'm saying? But
And
yeah,
it's funny because though when he got injured mid-season, we looked at it as a bad thing because we missed him, right? But at the end of the day, it gave us clarity of what kind of the dimension of Lamin Jamal and the things that he does. We don't have anybody that can replace that. And to be quite honest with you, if we lose Rafinha, I'm not saying that Ferran Torres will do the same thing that Rafinha does, but to a level, can he
mm,
somehow cover for him? Yes, he can absolutely get the goals, and that's the one thing that I see from Rafinha. It's not that I'm saying that Rafinha doesn't have performances, but to me, performance and just showing up and showing out, that in that moment when team needs it most, when we were down to Inter 0-2, and who makes the spark? Lamin Jamal.
yes.
And like within a span of 10 minutes, he had two plays where he just cut inside, hits the post. The other one was the goal. The other one was hits the post. And then you can see how, the kind of problems that was causing for Inter Milan. If you think that was easy, well, just take a look at the final when PSG plays against Inter Milan, and see if Dembele can do the same thing that Lamin Jamal was doing.
No,
That
no.
what Lamin
Listen,
Jamal was doing, this is
listen,
insane.
listen, listen. No, not even hating. Okay, Dembele. I'm not even trying to. I'm saying the best moments of Dembele. I watched him. He's very, very good player. He has Dembele is not talentless, right? Dembele has a lot of talent, but let's be real. Consistency wise, Lamine Yamal has
Hmm.
been more consistent than even Ousmane Dembele, right? Ousmane Dembele, I was a huge fan of Ousmane Dembele. I wish he succeeded at Barca, but Lamine is just more consistent. Let's be real. And if we're actually, I want to show you this actually, right? Guys, before I get to the chat, look at these. Bro, look at these odds. I know they're changing. Some people have Dembele the favorite now, but this is the fact. It looks like Dembele and Lamine are clear top two, which
Yeah,
kind
yeah,
of sucks. I'm not gonna
it's a
lie
big
for
gap.
Rafinha, but it's the truth right now. It looks like it's gonna be Dembele or Lamine the way it's pushed out. In my opinion, I'll be honest. I think if PSG win the UCL, I think it goes to Ousmane Dembele. I think if they don't, I think it goes to Lamine. I think it's that simple, to be honest. That's what I don't know if you disagree though.
Yeah, I disagree just a little bit. I do agree with you that if PSG wins, it's just one more trophy for Dembele. But to me, the context matters, and so for me, for Dembele to win the Ballon d'Or, to me, he has to show me. He has to show me. He can't just win it. He has to go out, showed out, scored a goal, scored a couple assists, show me that you put the team on your back, that the team could not make it to the finish line without you. Because you are the best player in this team, and you are the leader. You are the one who ignites all the troops, and I want to see the performance. I can't It can't just be, and this is what I mean, it can't just be like a performance where you scored a goal and you just got, it's just like a tap in. No, I want him to show the biggest stage. This is his moment. this is
It
what
is,
this is
bro.
what it's all about. So he's got
Bro,
a final. He got to go out and bowl out, and okay, show me you earned it, buddy. You scored 2 goals. Your team won 2-1 against Inter, a team that Barca couldn't beat, by the way. And you showed out just like Lamine Jamal did, and you were able to cross your team to the finish line instead of Lamine. That's his biggest case right there.
nah, bro, I'm not gonna lie. Now that is a good case because I just think this is what's gonna happen. If Dembele, you got to think of the narrative. The Ballon d'Or is a lot of the times narrative based.
Hmm.
I think that if let's be real, right, like outside of our biases, right, if PSG win the UCL, I just think that it's too many trophies. They're gonna win everything, right? That they possibly can. Barca, to be fair, we won 3 or 4. I think Lamine still has a chance, but I just think it was gonna go Dembele. I'm being truthfully honest. I think that maybe it just if Inter wins, I truly believe if Inter wins, I think the Ballon d'Or is over for Dembele because performances wise, when I've
Yeah.
watched PSG, Lamine has been better performance wise.
The
But
best
then
thing for Lamine is for Inter to win. That's the best
yeah,
case
I
scenario
mean,
for Lamine.
me personally, I actually think PSG is gonna lose the final anyway. Like I said, I think that whoever wins between Inter and Barca will win the Champions League. I thought that's why it kind of hurt because I thought, man, Inter and Barca. You know what? I came out of that game. I was sad. I was sad at the result. Losing 4-3, the way that we lost, the last second, the effort that the players put in. But you know what? I was like, respect to Inter Milan because they gave us a good fight. That let's be real, nobody in La Liga did. Nobody in the UCL prior to Inter Milan gave us an actual fight. That UCL, people are saying that UCL tie is a classic. And honestly, bro, I don't know if you've watched like boxing, like a very, very, very good boxing fight, heavyweight. You know what I'm saying? That's
Hmm.
what it felt like. And
Yeah.
I just respect Inter Milan after that. I just believe when you have a victory like that, similar to Anfield when they won their Champions League, Liverpool, I think that Inter will go on. And in my opinion, they have the best manager in the world. I'm sorry, Hansi Flick. You are second for now. I think Hansi Flick can reclaim it. Don't worry. I think he's the second best. But Inzaghi, man, that guy's serious. But going
I
back to Lamine,
Yeah, no,
go
real
ahead.
quick before you go move on. I disagree. I think that PSG has a better team. I think that PSG has more balance. I think PSG can do a lot of the things that Barca can do, and I think they can defend a little bit better. And I do think that it's going to be a heavyweight fight. It's going to be both teams are going to be a tough out for each other. I mean, this can go either way, but I actually have I was PSG 60%. I give Inter 40%. I do give them a fair chance. They have a fair chance as long as you play defense. Dude, defense travels, right? So your defense is gonna show up anywhere you go,
Yeah.
and it's gonna be up to the Lautaros of the world. It's going to be up to the Dumfries of the world. And I think that the matchup wise, I think the PSG stacks up really well against Inter. In my opinion, it's going to look a little bit like that Liverpool. It's just going to come down to, can Inter do what Liverpool did to PSG? That's going to come down to, and I think they will. That's why it's going to be a tough. It's going to be a tough game, but for sure.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, let me read the chat real quick before we move on, right?
Yeah.
Big up Mez, right? He's saying that Rafinha gave us 9 GA in the UCL knockouts. Listen, I agree. Rafinha this season was big time for us. Don't get me wrong. Rafinha was absolutely phenomenal. He had so many big moments, big goals. But the thing is, I just think that the way it is, also, let's be real, PR, your brand matters in the Ballon'Dor race. Lamine Yamal, I feel like that his branding is better than Rafinha's. So also from
And
the
are we just
outside,
talking numbers? That's the thing that we got to ask ourselves. And that's why so many people struggle with the Ballon d'Or, because they don't read the criteria. And if just numbers are going to be the be all end all, then yeah, I think Rafinha definitely deserves it. Numbers wise, he
yes,
should win the Ballon d'Or. But if you take a look at eye test and what, I'm perfectly fine if they would give it to Rafinha or Lamine, because I think Lamine is going to have more opportunities in the next couple of years to lift a Ballon d'Or, and I think he will be a Ballon d'Or. Trust me, I already seen enough for Lamine Yamal. He will win a Ballon
he's
d'Or, whether
very
they give
good.
it to him this year or
He's
not.
very good.
I do see the case for Rafinha, though. I think it's a little unfortunate that he is not closer to the number one and the number two. In my opinion, he should definitely be within reach of the first and second place, and
Hey,
that's
that
where the thing
said,
comes.
let me say this actually. I think that if we won the Champions League, I think Rafinha would have got it because they would have looked at that goal in the last minute versus Inter Milan and they
Yeah,
would have said that's too big of a moment. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah,
I feel like that had we won the the UCL, we
yeah.
Rafinha would have won the Ballon d'Or because he had moments that are too big to ignore. I think
Yeah.
that because we lost it, Rafinha's moments are kind of now overshadowed, and now Lamine. I think Lamine's just the eye test. We're gonna give it to the best player if Inter Milan wins the Champions League. That's what I think is gonna happen. Also, right, I kind of want to read some of these comments, right? Um, yeah, bro, I'm looking at these guys, right? People will say it's rigged. That's facts. People will say it's rigged because Lamine is young, the hype, but everybody who's watched the Barca game this season has Lamine as their MVP.
I'm
It's
going to tell you
absolutely true.
something on this note right here. So think of this: when you take a look at degree of difficulty, Lamine Yamal definitely has extra points. Are the is the jury? I'm gonna call it a jury because it's a bunch of people voting, right? Journalists and everything. Is the jury gonna say, you know what, Lamine Yamal, the best player in the world at 17 years old, or arguably one of the best players in the whole wide world? The degree of difficulty of doing that at 17 years old versus somebody in his prime, Dembele, who is already full grown man. Dude, I'm gonna give my point to this kid Lamine Jamal because his degree of difficulty at 17 years old to be able to do that, that earns him a little bit of extra push and a little bit of extra points in my point of view as well.
Yo, big up Rogelio, right? What do y'all think of Frankie? No, what's it called? Renewing? Yeah, bro. Listen, I think he's gonna renew, bro. There's some rumors. I mean, I think it'll happen, but I mean, do you got any words before we move on?
I gotta hand it to my man Frankie, man. You know what? He's got a lot of pushback this year. He's got a lot of criticism, and he comes out after bawling out and says, "You know what? If taking less money it's gonna take for me to stay, I'm taking less money." That's my guy, man. I'm riding with him
And
all
Frankie,
any
bro,
day.
I feel like that he's becoming underrated, bro. I've already said
And
it
now he's
with some of
taking
my
a pay
friends.
cut.
No,
Like
because
you
Frankie,
gotta
you
be
know what it
kidding
is?
me,
Let's
bro.
be real. Like we've been dominating more, like possession wise. We have so many chances, but I believe that honestly, Frankie De Jong's performance has actually been very, very good. I looked at Inter Milan game. I thought he was phenomenal. To be honest, the second half, not first half, but second half, Frankie De Jong, the way that he was moving the ball quickly, I feel like he was better than Pedri in
Yeah.
that Inter game. To be honest,
And
right?
he has more gas. He has more energy at the end of the
Crazy.
games. And I think Barca Nation in general just needs to appreciate Frankie a lot more.
Nah, absolutely facts, bro. Like this wasn't even a topic, but Frankie will be signing. It looks like very soon, guys. Um, And yeah, I'm looking at this last words of Lamine. Yeah, Ballon'Dor is meant for the best player of the season, and Lamine has been performing as the best player. So yeah, listen, I understand people that don't watch football game to game. You don't have to watch every game. But I'll be real, Lamine is so consistent that if you've watched 5, 6 Barca games all year
Yeah.
long, you could see with your own two eyes. You could see that this guy is a true baller. He passes the eye test. I'm telling you guys, people call me an aesthetics merchant. They call me, oh, he's a baller merchant. What is that, bro? I've never heard of a baller merchant. Lamine Yamal is a quality footballer. And that's why if he wins the Ballon d'Or, I'm not going to lie, in my heart of hearts, I would prefer that over Rafinha, me personally, because I love good footballers, to be honest. I don't know if you disagree with that, though.
No, I do think that there's something to be said about the story. I think just like in any other sport, the story matters and optics matter. Like, what's the story? Should we give the MVP to a 40-year-old LeBron James? Should we give an MVP to Steph Curry? Should we get? Everybody wants to see the best players lift the biggest awards, and it's just plain and simple. And obviously, the awards, they want to see their best players as well lift the biggest prizes and the biggest individual accolades that they can have. And in this case, the story of Lamine Yamal being 17 years old and lifting that trophy, that'll be something that will go down as probably the toughest thing to ever do for any footballer. And if you think about it, when if Lamine Yamal does it, it's gonna be 18, right?
Yeah.
When are we going to see a 17-year-old player beat Lamine Yamal? That's going to be a
You
record
know what? I'll
breaking.
tell you. I'll tell you. If there is one, he'll probably come from La Masia because that is
Yeah,
the best shot. I'm not even joking. I'm
and
not even joking.
and the truth of the matter is, maybe the Ballon d'Or gala sits it close enough for it to become the story of the year. A Lamine Yamal lifting a Ballon d'Or, and don't see it as something that's impossible, because I know they seek these moments, they seek these storylines, and that goes a long
Yeah.
way. And even when, like, for example, when Michael Jordan, right? Michael Jordan dominated the NBA for so long, and it got so crazy and so repetitive. They had to find other people to give the MVP to, because literally Michael Jordan will win it
Yeah.
every
Yeah.
single
Yeah.
year,
I
and
see
we didn't
that.
want to see every single year the same player. So these leagues will put the storyline ahead of any other things, and I think that one of those stories could be Lamine Jamal lifting as being the youngest player ever.
Yeah, but I do want to move on because, guys, breaking news has just happened. You know, not breaking like this second, but breaking news in the past 2 hours. Apparently, Luis Diaz is the guy. It looks like the priority signing as the left wing option for FC Barcelona. And guys, I'm gonna share my screen right here. Guys, if you guys can see the writing right here, breaking: Luis Diaz is Barcelona's number one target for the left wing position, and Hansi Flick has already given his approval. He would cost around 85 million euros, reports Joaquim Pereira, pending further confirmation. And listen, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I'm mixed more towards the negative side about it. I'll be real. I don't mind Luis Diaz, the player alone, but I will say this: I don't like that price. I do not like this price because when we're seeing that Barca, we see rumors like Barca, we need a sale. You know what I'm saying? We might need to sell two big players. Why are you paying 85 million for Luis Diaz? In my opinion, if Luis Diaz and chat, respond to this. I actually want to see this. If Luis Diaz was 45 million or even 40 million, let's just say 45 million, I would be open to it because that would be cheaper than Nico Williams' release clause of 58. And if he was 45 mil, you know, keep him for 4 years. That's not a bad alternative. You know what I'm saying? We had Lewandowski for around 45, 50 million, and we look at it. It was money well spent. But 85, that's where I disagree with Deco and Hansi Flick. But listen, do you have anything to say about this? Because I mean, I'm sure you do, man.
You gotta be, oh my goodness. Like, I got a headache right now, and that headache came before the starting of this show, because I saw the news that Luis Diaz was top priority for Deco and John Laporta. And I literally got to count to 10, bro, because I just uploaded a video on my channel my thoughts on Luis Diaz. It's not. I couldn't agree with you more.
Yeah.
It's not about the player. The player is a good player. He's talented. He can be a good fit for Barca. He can play in this team. Like within a couple weeks, he's gonna be very. He's gonna contribute a lot to this team. But the fact that we're after a player as a left winger to do what? He's gonna want to start. He's a 20-year-old player, and he's worth on the market right now 80 to 85 million dollars.
We're talking about Luis
Okay,
Diaz. He's 28. He's 28.
that yeah, 28. That's what I meant.
Yeah.
That's insane, man. That is insane that Barca wants to spend this kind of money.
Uh,
Do you guys realize that we can get Jokeres and John Garcia for that price, and we can solve two
Unbelievable.
problems. We can solve two problems for the price of one. And Luis Diaz is a great player, but it's not worth the money. And Neil Garner actually tweeted this, and I couldn't agree more. He said that he misses the times where we were broke and we couldn't go after players and signings like this.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That is
You know,
just
it's
criminal. That's criminal, bro. We cannot
facts.
go after Luis Diaz for that kind of price tag. That's
You
incredible.
85 million. This comment says it beautifully. Bro, it feels like we're in the Bartomeu times. Legitimately. I feel like that Barcelona, like when we went broke, we became smart because we had to be smart with our money. It felt like we appreciated every dollar that we had. But
Yeah.
now it looks like Jan Laporta said we're gonna be, I think he said yesterday, the 1-to-1. It looks like we're gonna be there. And then guess what? Barcelona, we're not broke anymore. We can spend our money here and there. You know what I'm saying? We can have a nice dinner. We don't have to eat at McDonald's or, you know what I'm
Hmm.
saying, be smart and go to Ralph's or a grocery store. No. You know what we do? 85 million over, guys. Even 70 million is bad. Even 65
Yeah.
million is
I
bad
gotta
for
say
Luis
this,
Diaz.
and the fact that that deal comes with Liverpool after, dude, they know how to scum Barca for good, man. Like I
Yeah,
just
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
losing my mind. Like I love this club so much. I've watched them for over 30 years, and the thing that always gets to me is it's the free transfer windows and the type of players we go after and the kind of money we spend. When is it gonna be the time where we're gonna buy a player and make a profit? We never make a profit on any of the signings. And if you take a look at Luis Diaz,
No, we
for
don't.
example, he's 85 mil. Okay, he plays for you for 2 years. Do you think do you think somebody's gonna give you 95, 100 mil on the
No, no
market
way.
next window? Okay, so why are we getting an asset that is basically depreciating throughout time? And we are overpaying, and especially overpaying to Liverpool once again. We cannot let this Liverpool come in and just scam us like this every single time. And it's so upsetting that Barca keeps falling for it, and it keeps
And
falling for
this
it,
is
and
a
it keeps falling
fact.
for it.
It is Deco. I know Hansi Flick likes it, but I'm not gonna lie. It looks like Hansi Flick likes a lot of players. This is a Deco signing. We all know this, right? I feel like that, man, Barcelona. I actually, guys, chat, you guys might disagree with me, but I think that Luis Diaz would fit Barca, but once again, not for 85. If we bought him for 40 million, I would be okay with it because if we're just saying player for player, Nico and Diaz right now, not for 3-4 years, right now to win the Champions League, it's the same level in my opinion. You know what I'm
It's
saying? Maybe
literally,
even Diaz is a little bit better, but this is a bad planning signing. 85 million. Are you kidding me?
nobody
Right?
wants him, dude. Nobody wants him right now.
That's
So
not
why are
that's
we
another
paying that
problem.
price?
That's another
Why are we?
problem. Why are we even in the 85 million range? Is this guy, he didn't even have a great year. He was up and down. So if we're being real, it shouldn't be 85. We're the only club in for him. It should be around 45 million, 50 million max. But
Yeah, yeah.
Barcelona, I feel like ever since
We
Alemani
always
has left
overpay
Barca,
and undersell, overpay and undersell. It's always a theme for this club, and that is the thing that always gets me the wrong way. Like it just gets me so upset and so worked out because we always take a look at Coutinho, for example. How much do we sell him for? Take a look at all these players that we had signed, like Pjanic, all these players that
Usman
just came in.
Dembele,
We
Usman
overpaid and
Dembele.
what
We
about
bought him
Dembele?
for
How much did
we,
we pay for
we
Dembele? And
bought
now
Dembele, I think believe 140, and we only sold him 440. So that was a minus 100
and
million. You
look
know
at
what I'm
him
saying?
balling out for PSG. And PSG is the kind of club that would overpay for a player. And we don't know how to sell players. So when we don't know how to sell players, we need to buy players on the low. Go out and get this Rashford kid who wants to play for Barca, and it's so much cheaper. And you can get, you can get him. You can get Joan Garcia, or you can go out and get maybe
Facts.
Leo Ramon from
You know
Mallorca.
where it is. You know where it is. It's just annoying, guys. Like that when we see a Barca 85 million for Diaz. You know what that tells me? Oh, so we do have money, and you guys don't want to spend it on Young Garcia. That triggers me more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
That actually
yeah.
makes me go the different way. So you have 85 million that you're willing to spend, or let's say they want to negotiate even to 70. Let's give them the benefit of the doubt. 70 million. You can
And,
get Young Garcia for 30, right? And then you can also get another top quality player, Luis Diaz. Guys, let me put this on screen again. Once again, right? Joaquim Piera has reported 85 million euros. I just believe it's too much for a guy who's 28. Maximum, absolute maximum for me, 45 mil. You know what I'm
and
saying?
and here's the kicker.
That's it.
Here's the kicker. Like he comes to this team to solve zero problems. Zero. He's not. What problem he's solving? Do we need a, all of a sudden we need a left winger to start for this team? What problem is he solving? If you get a top goalkeeper, for example, he comes in and he's solving the problem that we have right now with the goalkeeper position. We need someone at that position. If he was, for example, let's say that he was Holland. Okay, oh my God, we're paying 90 mil for Haaland. Okay, well Haaland comes in and he's gonna come in and solve the scoring problem at the number 9 position for
Yes.
this team. We have Rafinha. Look at the numbers. Ballon'Dor contender. We don't need Luis Díaz to come in and compete for the left winger position. And, what is he gonna do? Like sit on the bench and wait for Rafinha and to give him some minutes? What are we talking about? Why is the Barca front office going after and want to show out and spend 85 mil on a position of no need? It's the thing that really
Bro.
gets me so upset, man. I'm
You
so
know,
freaking
it's
upset.
listen, guys. Like, I'm not even trying to be negative, but it's like 85 million. You know, that's top quality money that you can spend on a goalkeeper. You can spend on. Listen, if we 85 million, you can spend top quality goalkeeper, top quality fullback right off the back, and then you still have 20 million left over, right? You know what I'm saying? Sell one player, and then now you go for the winger. I feel like that, man. I just don't like the planning. This is a good comment though. We do need a left winger, and I kind of disagree a little bit what you say that we don't need Diaz at all. I wouldn't say that. I think we need a guy who can dribble on the left still because
Okay,
Rafinha, once again, he's more direct. We need a guy like a Lamine Yamal who's creative, dribbler out on the left.
yeah,
Diaz is that, but I hate the price. For the
no,
price, I'm legit. No, I'm not picking up the phone. I'll be real.
but he's not even a big dribbler. Like he's okay with it, but he's
Yeah,
more of
yeah,
a goal scorer. But the thing is, okay, I do agree with the comment. We do need a left wing, but
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not
We do.
saying we don't need a left wing. We need someone who can come in. That kid that I do love is Lookman, for example, a player who can be okay with coming in the second half, coming in and helping the team out for 30 minutes? Can we get a Rashford to come out of the bench and give us another 35, 40 minutes in the second half? Can we try and do something different? Can we move Rafinha to the number 10 and put in maybe Rashford, a guy who is much more, a little bit past his prime, but we're buying him on the low. We're not buying him on the high. So that's the difference. When I'm looking at Barca and trying to improve the team, they need to do it a little bit better. They need to be more smart. And I do see that comment where it says, okay, move Rafinha to the camp. Okay, yeah, we can move Rafinha to the camp, but we have Dani Olmo. We have Fermin
Yeah,
Lopez, who is
yeah, yeah.
dying. We have a golden kid on the bench that comes in and takes this team to another level in Fermin Lopez. And when he's on, man. And we have seen it. And if it was up to me, I would just go out and get Lookman, or get Rashford
You know
and just
what?
keep
Right
Rafinha
when
on
I
the team.
highlight this comment, you know where it is, guys. Let's be real. Rashford loan, we weren't feeling it. You know what I'm saying? Rashford for 30 million, we weren't feeling it. But when I see 85 million for Diaz, I like the Rashford deal a lot more. And I
How
wasn't
much
even in
better he?
favor.
How
I
much
wasn't
better
even in
is
favor
Luis
for it.
Diaz? How much better is Luis Diaz than Rashford? Because I see, to your point, I see a 50 to a 60 million gap between Luis Diaz and Rashford. So if I am in the front office, I am looking at it and say, wait a minute. So I can get a player who is a little bit, maybe a little bit less abilities, has a little bit less abilities, or let's say he's not better than Luis Diaz, but there's a $60 million gap between what this player can give me. So how much can Rashford give me that Luis Diaz will give me for 60 million less?
No, absolute
No
facts.
brainer.
But I do want to bring some news. Also, it is not just about Luis Diaz. This is just the first news that got leaked. The first reports, a couple of reports were reported the Diaz news, but also Hansi Flick and Deco. Apparently, they had a meeting, right? Actually, today. And the meeting between Hansi Flick and Deco was about the transfer window. The transfer window, all the targets that they are trying to get. And apparently, according to ESPN, we're going to go after a left back, or not a left back. It said a full back, a center back, and a left winger. Those were the three positions. Remember, a full back, it said a center back, not a goalkeeper, and a left winger. So listen, if I'm Hansi Flick in that meeting with Deco, I'm saying, man, I need a goalkeeper. I can't believe out of three positions, goalkeeper wasn't there. Matter of fact, I was surprised center back was there. I was kind of happy too because I would like a center back also. But I'm like, goalkeeper is a bigger priority than center back, even though center back's not perfect. But I mean, if it was three positions for you, do you agree with the center back, left wing? Do you agree with the positions?
Well, it's not that I don't agree with it. It just I think the we're not getting the order right. I think that first of all, we
Yeah.
need to let the season play out and just wait one more week and start doing all of this. But there's no way in hell that a news should be breaking right now that Barca is after an $85 million left winger because it needs to
Absolutely.
start. What have we learned? Like, what have we learned about how to run the team and how to get better players? And now we're financially better, we're getting stable, and now we're gonna go out and spend 85 million. Like, we're acting like
Yeah.
that. We're acting like those people who can't win $1,000 on a lottery ticket, who can't win even like $10,000 on a lottery ticket. They just go out and spend it all in one weekend. You can't you can't do that. To me, it has to start from what we need first. We need to take care of what we need and then just add depth. I think this team almost made it to the UCL final. We need a goalkeeper.
Yes.
We need depth on the right wing, somebody who can come in for Lamine or cover for Lamine when he's resting, and then we need somebody depth on the left wing. Get somebody like I said, somebody like Lookman, if it was up to me, I would let go of Lewandowski, but I know he's going to come in for one more
No.
season, so there's no point of talking about it when it's really what really is going to happen is that he's just going to stay for one more year. Okay, that's fine. We're going to keep. Don't get it. Don't overspend on signings. Wait
Mhm.
until next season and see if you can get Julian Alvarez and convince him to come into Barca next season, or maybe we'll see what next season will bring. Maybe next season we can bring somebody who is
No, no.
better at number nine
I think
position.
honestly, I think next season we go big for striker because
Yeah.
I think this year Lewandowski's gonna have his last year. Maybe he can get 25 goals. I think we would be okay with it if Ferran gets more minutes, Ferran scores a bit more.
Hmm.
Maybe even we run a Rashford if he comes as the striker some games. You know what I'm saying? I think that in 2026, Barca will go for striker as their main thing. I think it's going to be, yes, one comment already said Isak, Alvarez, or, an outside shot, Erling Haaland. I don't know if Erling is going to stay. Listen, if Man City have 2 bad years in a row, don't be surprised. That's all I'm going to say. Because we've seen especially attackers, they jump ship more than center backs or midfielders. I think it's going to be a big striker regardless. That's what I think is going to
Hmm.
happen, right? But
Yeah.
if we're going back to this year and the news that was reported about the Hansi Flick and Deco meeting, I want to say this. Hansi Flick, he must tell the players. Hansi Flick, he must tell Deco exactly what he needs because let's be real. Hansi Flick walked into the job, right? He walked into the job, only got Dani Olmo as a signing, and took this team to a UCL semi, right? Very young team. And then he also won the domestic treble. Hansi Flick should be the guy that Deco and Laporta are listening to. And I really hope it's not Hansi Flick suggesting the Diaz signing. And I kind of
Well,
doubt it.
he did. There was a report that came out. That's what really ticked me off. Is that apparently Hansi Flick signed off on Louis going after Luis Diaz. So that to me was a little bit frustrating because I was trusting Flick to talk sense into Deco and talk sense into Laporta, but the fact that he's okay with that at that kind of, well, I guess we are jumping the gun a little bit on the pricing thing because we just assume that he's a $85 million
But
player,
it's not.
so
I'll be real.
Barca's
It's
going to
not a
pay
bad
that.
source though. It's not a
But
bad source though. Let's be real.
but nobody it's not official that Barca
Yeah, it's not
is going
official.
to pay that kind of price. So maybe we get in for, like you said, maybe we get in for 60. A best case scenario, I think it's going to be 60. I don't think we're going to get in for lower than that. But the fact that Fleek signed off on it was just really telling for me. I just like I decided after everything that happened with us and how Fleek came into this team and fixed literally everything. I've decided that in Fleek I trust. So if Fleek says go for it, I said, okay, let's trust Fleek and see what he can do. Maybe he's thinking of moving Rafinha to number 10 and do something different. I don't know. But until Fleek shows me otherwise, I am going to be riding with him and I'm going to be trusting whatever he says is okay to
Yeah,
do.
I will say this. I will back Flick for the most part, but if it's like ridiculous, like get me Diaz, no matter what, I'll be like, yo, Deco, don't listen to Flick. If he said that, but I
Yeah.
mean, as I mean, if Mez is saying that Flick originally didn't want him. I know Deco does like Diaz. I know that for sure. But listen, what about Gyökeres? Let's read the chat for a bit. Gyökeres, the thing is, I just don't think he'll come to Barcelona. Let me tell you why. I think he leaves this summer, and I really believe, I strongly believe we go for a striker in the summer of 2026. This summer, I think we fill in the holes. We build the team from goalkeeper to attack. We fill in all the holes. I think Gyökeres, by the time it's next summer, he's going to have his first season done with an Arsenal, probably. You know what I'm saying? That's just realistic for me, to be honest. And I also wanted to read this. Yeah, this transfer window is about filling in the gaps, bro. It is not about buying superstars. Yeah, I'll
We
be
should not
real.
be going big on anybody.
Not yet. We can do that
Let
next
alone
year.
Diaz. Let alone Diaz. I just,
Yeah, and Diaz, that's the thing. If we're going big, right, and we're getting a prime Neymar, I kind of hear it. But when we're getting a Luis Diaz, is this a
yeah,
superstar? Is
I'm
this
hope I'm
really a
dreaming.
superstar?
I'm just hope I'm dreaming right now. It's just like,
Nah, bro. Real talk. Big up Jordan. Big up Jordan all the time. Big up to the chat, everybody here, right? But listen, I mean, I do kind of want to talk about Real Madrid. Unfortunately, guys, Real Madrid have made numerous signings, and it feels like they've got dusted by Barca. This season we absolutely beat them 4-0. That's a playoff sweep. We legit were dominant against Real Madrid this season. But look how Real Madrid have responded, right? Look at this, guys. They've got Dean Huijsen. They've announced it. Trent Alexander is about to be announced, but there's already here we go. He's gone to Real Madrid. They're just going to do the official announcement soon, right? Xabi Alonso, he's already there. Apparently, it's not official, but he's already working for them. I feel like under the radar, apparently, right? On top of that, Alvaro Fernandez or Alvaro Carreras, the Benfica left back, guess what? It looks like there's like an imminent deal. I think that's going to be done within the next 10 days. And then on top of that, today, we got Enzo Fernandez rumors about Real Madrid potentially getting Enzo Fernandez as the Toni Kroos replacement. So, man, Real Madrid, right? And this is not it. Apparently, they might make one or two more signings after the Club World Cup in emergency, depending on their performance. Bro, it looks like Barca, we humbled Real Madrid, but they've gone absolutely crazy, bro. I can't lie. I mean, what are you saying about this, man?
yeah. So I made a video on my channel, kind of predicting because I already know. Like I said, I watched Real Madrid, Barcelona for a long time, so it's the same thing goes for Real Madrid because it's the arch rivals, and I know what they do, and I know that they're onto something this year because man, those 4-4-4 didn't sit well at the front office in Real Madrid, and Florentino Perez is not one to sit on his laurels. He's gonna make moves, and I said it on my channel. I said this in 29 and I'm sorry, in '09, Barca won the treble, and what
Yes.
do? They go out and spend upwards of 250 million euros. At that time in '09, can you imagine how much money that was? They went out and signed Cristiano Ronaldo. They went out and signed Kaká. They went out and signed Xavi Alonso, that now is going to be a manager. They signed Xavi Alonso that year from Liverpool as well. And they went out and signed a couple of other role players like Arbeloa and other players that were not such big names. But they went out and got none other than Cristiano Ronaldo in 2009. And that
Was
was
that the same summer they got Benzema also?
yeah, exactly. They got Benzema. Can you imagine like the kind of transformation they did? They wanted to compete with the Super Barca that had won everything in 2009, and it worked. They're really good at that, and it's really baffling to me that Real Madrid would go out and do the same thing, and it seems like they're doing the same. They want to get well. They got right now. They got Dean. Then they're gonna get Xavi. They got Trent already. They want to get Carreras, and apparently, like you're saying, they're supposed to. The news broke that there's a rumor that they want to break the bank for a big name after the Club World Cup. So to me, they're on a rebuild right now, and it's just funny because just last year or the beginning of this season, the Barcelona was the one who was in rebuild mode, and it was an afterthought that Real Madrid would be in this situation that they're in. But boy, they don't let Barca get away. And now that Barca is having such a bright future, has such a great team, now they want to
Absolutely,
counter and build a super team. They want to build a Galactico team again. So
bro. And you seen this, right? Apparently, Real Madrid are going for Nico Williams too. And you know what's crazy? I think this means two things, right?
it's laughable.
Number one, I don't think that they're going to run a formation with four left wingers. I just don't think that's possible in football, right? That's going to be so imbalanced. But I do think right here, I think that Nico Williams might be the Rodrigo replacement. I really believe, I think that Rodrigo, it's like 70% chance that he leaves Real Madrid, unless if he's guaranteed minutes from Xabi Alonso. He's probably, whenever players are in this situation with a new manager and they're already leaning out, they talk to the manager. They always say, yo, am I going to have an important role? And I've seen reports Mbappe and Vinny are going to be the split strikers. I think Bellingham and Goulet are going to be the 10s, I believe, with Xabi Alonso's system. So that means Rodrigo. I've seen some Real Madrid fans say that left wing back. I was like, Rodrigo's not playing left wing back. That's
Mhm.
disrespectful. And on top of it, he's not that type of player. He's too talented to be doing that shift defensively, right? He's such a top quality player. I think Rodrigo, if it's true, the Nico Williams thing, if they get Nico to Real Madrid, I
Mhm.
think Rodrigo will leave. But that's just annoying because that's one of Barcelona's targets, Nico Williams, the last couple years. But I mean, what can I say? Do you have any thoughts on that, bro?
Yeah, it's a little unfortunate because we wanted right the perfect left wing, right wing position to be the Spain national team, Nico Williams and Lamine Yamal on the right. Yes, it's unfortunate that he's going to Madrid, but if he does go to Madrid, it's gonna be laughable, bro. Because
Oh
they
my
already have Vinicius Junior left winger, Rodrigo left winger, Mbappe left winger, dude. Like Nico Williams, a left winger. Like they are so obsessed with the left winger position at this point, it's laughable. And if he goes there, it's gonna be something like, okay, so if you're Nico, okay, so you're okay with sitting on the bench because
No, what? I just thought about it. I think Nico is gonna start, but I think he's gonna be left wing back. I'm not even joking. But
so what about Vinicius?
I think Vinny and Mbappe are gonna be the two strikers, and I think that the number 10 might be like Bellingham or Goulet, or it'll probably be Goulet, and then in the midfield, probably it's gonna be Bellingham and Chumeni, or and then I don't know. Real Madrid has so many
It's
players, bro. I don't know
it's
how it's gonna
crazy.
look
Well,
like, to be
well,
honest.
I guess Xavi Alonso he wants to play the 3-5, 3-5-2. So I mean, yeah, I guess he can play on the left, but now he's playing like a
As a wing
midfielder.
back.
So I guess this is not even a wing. I don't know. I just don't see it. If they do this, I think it's laughable, but it's not a good move. It doesn't scare me as much as a Carreras would. Carreras is a move that I don't like for Real Madrid, which means in my eyes is a good move for them because
Oh yeah,
Carreras matches up really well with Lamine Jamal. He's very good on his feet. He's very fast, and he already faced
very
him a couple
strong.
times, and he did a very good job. There's a
I
player
already
who
said
actually, yeah, if there's a player,
Alvaro. My bad. Alvaro Carreras has been the best left back somewhat consistently against Lamine Yamal. Like, and Real Madrid, of course, they want to get him. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of annoying, but it is what it is, bro. Like, it looks like their board has been watching film on how to stop Barca. They're trying to, have Trent for the high line, perfect weight of passes. They're trying to have Carreras, the best defensive fullback on Lamine this season, right? And then I feel like that our board, I'm just disappointed. I really hope I'm gonna give them the benefit of doubt. But if I see stronger links on the Luis Díaz for 85 million, I'm gonna be very disappointed. I can't even lie. I thought we gone past of these days, but I mean, what are you saying, bro?
Yeah, no, honestly, I think it's a little disappointing as far as the front office is concerned, is Barcelona, but it's been a theme for this club for so many years, man. And honestly, Real Madrid, they pushing the right buttons, in my opinion. They trying to compete with Barca. They know right now, as they stand, even a fully healthy Rudiger, fully healthy Carvajal, fully healthy Valverde, they know they cannot compete with this midfield. That's what they're trying to bring the Enzos of the world, the McAllisters of the world.
Facts.
To me, in my opinion, they are getting the right signings, and if we get Luis Diaz, I'm gonna be upset for two reasons. The number one reason why I'd be upset is one, too expensive, and we don't need him. Another reason is that we are not making the right moves when we should be focused is on the unsexy, the not so sexy moves like getting a goalkeeper. And Barcelona has neglected the goalkeeper position for many years, man. I don't. It just blows my mind how
No, no,
it's
no.
everyone sees it but Barca apparently, and that's the only thing that.
Yeah, it's crazy because if you go on Instagram, if you go on any social media, TikTok, you will see that Barca fans, let's be real, we're not repping Ter Stegen anymore, bro. Like, Ter Stegen is no longer the goalkeeper that we trust anymore, bro. Let's be real. Bro, Ter Stegen is past it. After
Don't
2020,
get me
he's
started
had
with Ter Stegen.
bro, he's only had one good year since 2020, and I'm not even trying to be negative, bro. Like, if people are saying Araujo out and people are saying Gerard Martin out, I'm like, okay, yeah, they've had horrible seasons or they've had bad seasons for their expectations. But then what about Ter Stegen? Because he's had 3 out of the past 4 seasons have been bad, like actually bad. And I'm seeing some Barca fans say, oh, he's a legend. Oh, he stayed for the club for 10 years. He has to stay for 11, 12 years. I'm like, brother, are you a Barca fan? Because that's blind faith, and that's what ruins the club. In the Bartomeu era, after we won the treble, although there was bad things, people were ignoring it because of the blind faith. Oh, we won the treble. Doesn't matter. Bartomeu, oh, we won the treble. Do that a couple years, and then you get into a sticky situation. Like,
Yeah.
I'm seeing Ter Stegen. I need him. I'll be real. I need him to go. I need him to go. Saudi Arabia, Arabic, Ter Stegen. You got to learn that language as quick as possible. I'll be real. But even the MLS, bro, he can come to California, bro. He can come, bro. I'll find him a spot. You know what I'm
Inter
saying? Like,
Miami.
bro, I'll legit help him find a house in Miami or California, anywhere he wants to go. But Ter Stegen's gotta go. And I mean, you got anything to say about this? Because this guy made a very good comment, bro. I can't
Don't
lie.
don't don't get me started with Ter Stegen, man. Ter Static, right? I mean, it's just it's incredible to me how many goals he's just not moving. Barcelona, and this is my thing. Why in my opinion, we cannot go next season with even Chesney. Chesney should be the number two.
Facts.
I think that Chesney, if you look at the season, he did really well from outside the box shots and mid range shots. He's really well. But when Chesney really struggles is a one on ones, and with the kind of style of football that we play, which is the high line, we need goalkeepers who are good on their feet, who are good on ones, who can move low, who can move high, and even if it's not the biggest presence, I think that Chesney, if you take a look at every single one on one, do you ever remember him stopping maybe once or maybe twice
You
out
know
of
where it
like
is with
so many
Chesney.
chances, dude, and
You know
just
where it
couldn't
is with
stop?
Chesney. It's just that Chesney's a good number 2. I don't think you know why because he had a good 2 months. When he first came, he had 2 3 bad games. Then he had a good 2 months, but the last 6 weeks he hasn't been good enough. Let's be real, right? He's like very shaky. He looks like the guy who came out of retirement off the beach. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I think that Chesney, I'm okay with him signing if he's the number 2. It looks like he's accepted it. But I need a young Garcia.
But that's
I
the
need a
that's the issue
Chevalier.
though. That's the issue. The reports right now are if Chesney renews, Barca is not going after a big goalkeeper. That's my thing. Like, how is this front office? How is this
But
board
that's that.
not
You know
looking
what?
into that?
That should be irrelevant. I'm gonna be honest. Chesney, if he resigns, Ter Stegen should leave regardless. That's my
Yeah,
opinion. I
yeah,
think Ter Stegen should leave regardless. So it doesn't matter if Chesney leaves or stays. You know what I'm saying? If Chesney leaves, okay, and he retires, I would sell Ter Stegen anyway. I would make
yeah,
more cash anyway. I would tell Inaki Pena, I'm sorry, brother, but we're gonna block your move. You're gonna be the number two again. You know what I'm saying? And I
yeah.
would get a Jan Garcia. But I don't think it should matter. But listen, our board, it's like they do something good and then they do something bad. And we just gotta hope that they do more good things than bad, bro. I'll be
Yeah,
real.
man. No, no. Honestly, we got to get rid of Ter Stegen. I definitely agree with that. I even think that Peña wouldn't be healthy to have him as a number two. I think he needs to go find his club. I think it's time for him to go. We need a number two would be Chesney, and we need a number one goalkeeper for next season. I am going to lose it. I am going to be really upset. I'm going to bang my table to get Barca to get a good goalkeeper next season, because I think if we're serious, as a matter of fact, next season, call me crazy, but I don't want Barca to go after a treble. Next season, I want Barca to focus on how can we win the Champions League. This club deserves it. It's been way too long since the last time we made a Champions League final, and I think that Barca should focus and put a priority number one. Why do you think Real Madrid has so many Champions League?
Yes, yes,
Because
I
they
know.
don't give a rat's ass for the La Ligas and the Copa del Rey. If they win them, if they're there for the taking, they'll take it, but they don't care. And I want Barca to have that kind of mindset in going into next season. It's like,
No, no.
okay, we are going to focus on the Champions League. Obviously, we want to give importance to the other titles as well, but put more emphasis in the Champions League and build a team to compete in the Champions League.
No, bro, I absolutely agree. Like, I mean, I wouldn't say I write off the league. I'll probably keep going strong in the league. But the things I know it's very difficult to go strong. Like, imagine, guys, if we rested for 2, 3 games, like a PSG situation versus Arsenal against Inter Milan, we looked very tired against Inter. I'm not gonna lie. At
Hmm.
times, bro, I feel like a freshly rested Barcelona team. Of course, they have more of a chance to win the Champions League. But I don't know. It's just Barcelona. We always compete in La Liga. But I mean, what are you saying about this comment right here about Debo Martinez? Because
Um,
I've seen him, but the thing is, and I seen the guy Yaka Bishvili, the goalkeeper in the youth. I don't know if he's gonna get the opportunity. I think he's too young to be honest. But back to Debo, I think that Debo Martinez apparently he wants a high wage, so that's why the reports of him and Barca are not as strong as other clubs like Saudi Arabia, Atletico Madrid, Manchester United. Those clubs looks like they're going to offer him more wage. In Barca, we know wage is legit a bigger issue than actually the transfer fee. So I just don't see it happening. But what are you thinking about
yeah,
Debo?
I'm gonna be really honest. I love Divo Martinez. If you can see, I'm wearing an Argentina shirt, not because I love Argentina, right? I love supporting Argentina because of Messi, and I've been watching Divo Martinez for quite a while now. But my issue with Martinez is that, okay, so he's a bigger presence, in the goalie position. He's a very good, long range shot stopper. But my issue with him is the one on ones. Again, I don't think he's any better than Chesney, to be honest with you, when it comes to one on
Yes,
ones.
yes. I
And
actually was looking at Debo's stats, just shot stopping stats. Jan Garcia and even Chevalier, they're actually way clear of 1v1 shot stopping than Debo. Debo is more like a in between, just a bit better than Chesney, which is not even good enough in my opinion.
yeah,
So it's an
so
improvement, but it's not in a drastic improvement
yeah, as I
where
said, he's a much bigger presence, under the three posts. But at the end of the day, it's like, okay, so how much of an upgrade are we getting for Divo Martinez? We might as well just keep riding with Chesney at that point because he's not that much better, and we need a goalkeeper who can be really good on their feet, who can be really fast, who can, I'm very surprised of how good Courtois is on one-on-ones, given
yes,
the
he's
fact
very
of
good.
his size. He's a big body that can move
That's why he's a
around.
freak.
He can
Courtois
move
is an
around.
absolute freak.
He's a total freak. But if you take a look and you compare him to Divo Martinez in size, they're very similar. But Divo Martinez on one-on-ones, he's going to struggle. In Barca with the high line, they need a goalkeeper that can play
Yeah, yeah.
really
I
well
don't
the
know if he
one-on-ones.
fits us, but it's like Divo Martinez. I understand why some fans are like, "Hey, he's better than Szczesny and Ter Stegen," because I mean he is number one, but also in the big moments he rises up. Where Ter Stegen, we can't say the same. If we're being truly honest, as much as
Yeah.
we loved him, you know what I'm saying, in the past. But listen, I mean, I'll probably end off with this regarding right transfers and all that. Yaun Garcia, big up NJ by the way. Yaun Garcia, he's probably going to be the hire of Spain. Barcelona, we've got all these Spanish core. We got Casado, we got Lamine, we got Gavi, Pedri, Olmo, right? We were linked with Nico Williams. I don't know if it's going to happen, to be honest, right? Cabarsi, Balde, you have so many guys, top quality Spanish youngsters. Why don't you go for one more in legitimately Yaun Garcia? He legit lives down the street. You know, Espanol, it's in Barcelona, guys. It's not like it's like even Valencia. I was about to say Valencia. Valencia is actually kind of close by too, but it's not like in San Mames, like Athletic Bilbao for Unai Simon. Bro, it's not like you have to travel much. Legit, you can probably might even be able to stay in the same house. It might just be a 10-minute longer drive. Like I don't know why we're not. And did you know that? I didn't even know. Apparently on Twitter, I've seen that Yaun Garcia is actually a Barca fan, actually. So I just don't understand why we're not even considering him. I've barely seen links. Like, it kind of annoys me, man. I can't lie.
Is he really a Barca fan?
Yeah, bro, I don't know, bro. Apparently, there's pictures of him wearing, like, the scarf and all that. So,
Because
hey,
those Espanol players, they are born to hate Barca. So that's my one thing I would ask myself. Does John Garcia, does he want to come to Barca? That would be my number one question. If his answer is absolutely, I would say absolutely Barca, no question about it. I think they need to consider him very, very highly. I think right now, as far as the market wise, there's not a big market for goalkeepers unless you're really scouting. I guess there's a player in the Netherlands right now. Somebody brought it up. I can't remember his name. That I was gonna go look at a few highlights from him. Apparently, he's a really good keeper when it comes to
yeah,
one
yeah.
on ones. But to me, John Garcia, man, even I guess he's supposed to cost $15 million if the team gets relegated, and I think
Yeah,
it's about
yeah.
25 or so with incentive, maybe 30 if you get him if they don't get relegated. So
You know what
it
it
is.
is also? It's like Espanol, I'm being honest. Espanol are going to get relegated. Like without Yaun Garcia, they get relegated. They had a
Mhm,
very, very tough first half of the season where
yeah.
Yaun Garcia, it's legit. They only get points if he plays extremely well. You know, he's used to dealing with so many shots. Barcelona, regardless of our high line, when we play top opposition that know how to time the runs like an Inter Milan, you're going to get
Hmm.
tested. Yaun
Yeah.
Garcia, he's been tested. I feel like that. He's in his prime. His reflexes are so sharp. Everything he dives for. It's not like like a statue that some of our fans call our goalkeeper currently. But man, I would
Mhm.
get him. But I mean, you got any final thoughts on that?
Yeah, no, I mean, like I said, I think we need to go after him. He's a very good keeper. I think he's the best out there. Cavalier or whatever, he's very, very good
Yeah, he
too.
saw it too. He
I
saw
do
it too.
think that, not that he's overrated, but I don't rate him as highly as John Garcia. I think John Garcia is actually a keeper that I really love. And believe it or not, the Leo Ramon, I do see, I watched him quite a bit this season, and I think he had great performances against Barca, Real Madrid, even Atletico Madrid. They actually they played him really really well too. So to me, if you have to ask me, John Garcia, no brainer. Just go after him. Just get him.
Yeah,
Whatever
just
whatever
bro,
it takes. Whatever it takes, man.
whatever
If
it
you
takes,
want to be
bro.
serious and you need to spend the money, that's where the money should be going towards a good
Yeah,
player
bro.
that we can negotiate it maybe to even a 20 mil. Like we try to get him, try to negotiate. But the fact that it's breaking that we're getting a left winger, it's just I can't win. I can't. I just really
Nah,
can't.
bro. You know what it is? It's just like I like that the priorities we made it like center back, and left wing. But then I'm like, yo, guys, you forgot a big one. You forgot the goalkeeper. That's the biggest one. We need a goal. In my opinion, if I had to rank it, goalkeeper number one, number two would be probably I'll probably say left back to be honest, because we still score regardless of the dribbling left winger. And then after that, after left back, I mean, well, what else is there? Left wing and center back. I'll
Yeah.
probably say left wing then center back. I would say center back is important, but I would leave it last. I would leave it fourth out of four big positions that we all need to fill. So it's not like I'm discrediting our center back need, but it's like we need a
No,
goalkeeper, we need
we
a
have
left.
Christensen too. We have Araujo right now. That whether he leaves or
Yeah, I
not,
mean,
that's still to be decided. At the end of the day, whether people love him or not, he's still there, and we have enough center backs. It's not like we're Real Madrid who are
yes,
just really
exactly.
thin. We don't need center back right now unless we get rid of Araujo and Christensen. Then we can bring another center back. But until then, to me, I think that position is well covered right now. I think that I would definitely think that priority is goalkeeper. I would say add depth to the wingers, to the right and left, people who can come in the second half. I'm talking
Yes,
like
left back
bench
also.
players. I'm talking about
I feel
bench
like
role players, not starters, right? So, and then after that, I would say maybe get a left back. But to me, even to me, like if we go into next season with Gerard Martin and Balde, I'm totally fine with it because I even though I think that Gerard Martin is not as good as Balde, I'm counting on Balde to play a full season as well. Now that's a perfect scenario. It's not gonna happen, but I do think that for a couple of games, Gerard Martin should be covering for Balde just fine. We don't need to spend the
yeah.
money. Maybe
No,
maybe
yo,
the following
yeah.
season.
Yo, real quick. Yo, this guy in the chat has to be Van Lee. Big up for pulling through always. Like I appreciate their support, but you have to be trolling. 100 million, 85 on Diaz, 20 on Garcia. Relax. Brother, I would not be relaxing, bro. I might be live every single day if that happens.
What about
But
the right back? What about
nah,
the what about the right winger? What about
bro,
the
I
bench?
promise you, bro. You know what that is? That's like, yeah, Barca. Now we got money. We buy a nice fancy
No,
car, but like
that's
we
you
don't
know
even
what that
have.
is. You know what that is? It's FIFA. It's FIFA where you just you
Nah,
have
bro.
100
You know
mil
what
and
it is?
you buy Diaz and you buy John Garcia 20. You spend it all.
No, you know what it is? It's legit. Like you buy a like legit. You spend all your money, legit, every single dollar on legit a fancy car, and then you don't even have gas to put in the car. Like you're
Yeah.
legit broke. Like that's what it feels like. But I mean, it is what it is. Whatever, bro. But guys, listen, that was the end of this live. This is gonna be a weekly show between me and Barca Volume. It's gonna be legit Barca Talk Tuesdays because we are approaching the transfer window, and we know with a week Barcelona every week there's gonna be big topics. So every single week, same time, 2:15 Western, 5:15 Eastern time, right? If you're in the UK, just convert that time, 5:15 Eastern. This is gonna be my first ever show that's gonna be on a weekly basis. I'm gonna try to get one more out weekly show in the future, right? That I'm working on. But listen, I mean, Barca Volume, let the people know where to find you and what you got coming up.
Yeah, no. You can find me on Barca Volume, man. I'm making a ton of videos, a ton of content. I haven't done watch alongs yet. That might be something that might be doing next season or whatnot. But yeah, you can just go on YouTube or Twitter or X and just type in Barca Volume. You guys will be able to find me there. And yeah, I hope you guys see you there.
Yeah, bro. Listen, hey guys, this is gonna be a weekly show, and by the end of this window, guys, I feel like hey, more people are gonna find the channel. Smash the likes, subscribe. Hey, I appreciate all you guys. Next week, who knows what we're gonna be talking about? But that's it from me. Peace. Visca Barca. I'll see y'all.